You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more.
Okay, so all we're gonna do is we're slapping ball. Now, the objective is, it's kind of like wrestling, we help each other wrestling skills out. My job, I've got to try and touch his toe. Got to try and touch his toes, got to try and touch mine. That's where your down blocking skills and stuff come into place. All I'm trying to do is put my hand on his toe. Sounds really simple, sounds really stupid. It's going to get you moving, it's going to get you reacting, down blocking, sprawling and whatnot. Even if you sprawl and you say, Jamie shoots at me and I sprawl, I can still tap his toe from this position.
Is it specifically toe or foot?
Well, foot, ankle, anything below, like, a bit on right. Yeah. So we'll go here, boom, boom. Now, so we should do this to warm up. Right, 3-minute round, grab a partner. Like and subscribe to the channel. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to look at some straight ankle lock mechanics, and then I'm going to show you how you can kick these from passing position and how to be aware of not getting caught in leg locks when you're trying to pass in this guy, which is always like the biggest thing in everybody's mind. They don't want to engage in the passing position because they don't want to get leg locks. Yeah? So if it kind of just sits on the mat for me, please. Okay? What I'll do, I'll go on this leg. Everybody wants to come around this way. Yeah, but no foot wrong. I need him. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this foot tucked underneath his hamstring here, and this foot's going to go on his hip. And I'm just going to fall to this side. Now, before I leg lock him, I want to pull his calf up with my opposite hand. I want to pull his, so I can feel his toes on my lat. That's what I want to do. I don't want to just go here, because he can just dorsiflex his foot, and I'm never going to foot lock him here. I'm just going to be trying to push my blade of my wrist through his calf, which ain't gonna work. I wanna go lower, so I'll pick this up, and I'll go lower here, so I can feel that around the calf. And then I'll pull this up here, and I wanna get my wrist, the blade of my wrist as high as I can on my chest, okay? When I do this as well, see how my elbow's flared? It gives him a nice little handle for kind of to hold this does. So if I keep my arm flared, it gives him an angle to hold my arm, and he can start extending his foot, which makes it harder for me to foot lock him. So whenever I connect my hands, I keep my elbow tight. It's a lot harder for Connor to get it now. I'm gonna do like an L motion. So first off, I'm gonna bring my elbow towards my hips, then underneath my own body. So I'm gonna go this position, this position, oh, is it on? Yeah. This position, okay? Now, see how I'm doing my own thing wrong in a minute. Keep my elbow tight. Now, to finish this foot lock, guys, I wanna make sure I bridge through the hips, but I don't want to look like this. Even though it's coming on, I can make this a lot tighter. I want to keep this shoulder pointed to the ground, here. Then extend up there. Look how tight that comes on. And you see guys sometimes, say I get a shit foot lock, and they're going, to try and finish the foot lock there. And most of the time, you're not going to get it, because it's not a strength thing. You've got to try and tighten the spacer, like anything, yeah? So look, pulling this toes up to my armpit, this arm goes underneath. Now pull this wrist, the blade of the wrist as far as I can up to my chest. Connect my hand, elbow tight. L motion with my leg, so I bring my elbow down to my hip, then underneath my body. Sorry.
Are you
gripping
your wrist?
I'm like guillotine grip.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sorry, Connor.
That's cool, bro.
Sorry. So I'm keeping my shoulder forward here. I'm starting to bridge and then extend, and I break his foot. Okay? Really want us to practice these foot lock mechanics first before we enter in on them. I see loads of people entering on foot locks, but they're not very good at finishing them. So we get the finishing mechanics first, and then I'll show you how to enter in on them. Okay? Let's give that a go. First off, the starting position. is an outside action position. So his foot is on the outside of my body. My inside leg is kind of hooking on his hamstring. My outside leg, my foot is on the hip, my toes are pointing out. His leg is in between my leg there, it's like a sandwich.
Oh, so your toes not pointing in?
No.
Ah,
Yeah, so I want to be able to bridge off my heel.
okay.
Yeah? Now, I said I felt here, and I haven't actually got the foot just yet. I want to pull, I want to use my other hand, and pull this leg here. And I'll pull his toes into my lat. I want to feel his toes wiggle on my lat. There. Yeah? One thing I do as well that helps, if you struggle to get your wrist in, scoot your hips back slightly. Now look how tight that is there. I get that in really tight. Connect like a guillotine grip, keep everything tight. And now what I'm gonna do is I'll go back in. Now, it's my arms that do the motion now, so I do L. So imagine this is the start of the L, second bit, and then I'll go underneath me, so it's 2 motions. As I do the first motion, I try and get a bend in his knee. Second motion, I'm underneath here. Keep my elbow tight, and I'm gonna look to keep this shoulder as far down as I can as I bridge through my hips. And I take the foot lock. It shouldn't have to be a big bridging movement to finish the submission. I'm pretty tight here. These are the braking mechanics you need to be able to break his foot. So that's the important part, yeah? It's his job to tap, not mine. My job is to break his foot. If a lot of times in foot locks, if it's not gonna break his foot, he isn't gonna tap. Yeah, so you need to be able to generate this pressure. So I'm here, look, I'm already in this position now. Keep the shoulder down. And I'm bridging through the hips, and I'm keeping the shoulder down. I can even like sort of look over my own shoulder that's on the mat.
Are you pushing your shoulder towards the mat as
This
well
one.
as going
Yeah, it's like I'm rounding it up, so I'm going
Ah, okay.
there. Okay, let's go back over that, let's give it a go. I'm going to look at the most common defense for the footlock, okay? So let's say John has me in a footlock, I'll quickly show you what it is. John has me in this footlock. What a lot of people will do is they'll try and bring this foot down to the mat and they'll create space over this way. This would be easy for me to kick my foot free, and a lot of times I can get on top from this position as well. You know, you see a lot of people do it. But what we're going to do now, we're going to look at our counter to their main defense. So say if I go here, okay, and I'm here in this position, John gets over this now. Straight away, I'm wasting no time. I'm going to grab this part of his leg, under his leg here, because I don't want this knee to hit the mat. A lot of time if this knee hits the mat, he's already escaping. So I'm trying to keep this elevated here. It's a lot harder for him to do a lot of different things. And then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring this leg around and we're trying to almost knee his hand. So I'm going to go here, drive in. See how my knee goes down? The biggest mistake people do with this is they just go here. And there's no pressure here on his ankle. He can just push on my arse and get his leg out. So there's no pressure. When I go with that knee to the hand, so he stepped over it, I'm going to go here. I'm picking this leg up, stop him, get over my leg. That's it. And then I'll go here. It's really hard for him to escape his leg now, so I've got a really tight grip on it. Okay, now what I'm going to do from this position, I'm based on my head for one. I'm going to put my foot to foot. Do not cross your feet. Now, I'm going to connect my grip, again what I'm going to do here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate. So I'm staying on my head, my shoulders are high, and I rotate. And it's almost what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go there. That's how I finish this footlock. So here, this is how I finish that footlock. Go again, here, finish. Okay, and at the same time, I'm stretching, I'm pushing off my own foot and stretching his hips away from me. This is called a belly down footlock, yeah?
Do you turn your shoulders out or you just pull in the grip?
What's that, sorry?
Do you turn your shoulder or do you just
No, I'm pulling my grip, my shoulders stay high. It's like I'm doing a shrug when I do this.
Okay.
So look, I'm here in this position, he defends. Keep this. Leg comes over, extend here. Foot to foot. Grip, shoulders stay high, basing on the head. Finish my footlock. Look at my feet. See how my hips, almost doing this. That's going to help me put pressure down to finish this foot lock. Okay? Let's work that, let's give that a go. Well, now I'm going to show you how we can enter in these positions. More importantly, we've been going over passing a lot over the last few weeks and how this ties into our passing. The reason why this ties into our passing is, number one, we don't want to get leg locked. Number two, you can actually attack the leg locks from the top position. I'll show you this, so jump please. So we're going to enter into our HQ passing position that we've been doing. So I've been driving the knees into the chest, circling this leg out, driving pressure here, and we've got one leg in, one leg out here in this position here, and it can be pretty low, it doesn't really matter. Now, like we just said, I've got one leg in, one leg out. The person who can get the foot lock needs both legs in. So if John can foot lock me, he needs to be able to get this leg in. Now he's got both legs in, and that's how he's going to get his foot locks from single leg X. For me, if I can get both legs in, I can foot lock John. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look to grab his knee here. I put pressure here on the knee, and what I'm going to do is, I'm going to look to drive this up, and my knee comes inside, and I'll circle. Then I'll go here now. Okay? I can go back to this position and drop here. Pull this up. We're here, tight, L, and foot lock him. Okay? But I need both legs on the inside. Here, here. Driving some pressure in with this knee. I need this knee to come to his chest, and my knee comes inside of his legs. Bring the foot to my arms, pummel in. We're here now in this single leg X position. Grip this leg, pull it up to my armpit. Should feel the toes underneath my lat. Get my wrist nice and high, elbow tight. Do the L with our elbow. Start the L, mid L, low L. Finish the foot lock. If he escapes with the leg, like we've just done, pick this up, stop his knee from hitting the mat, spread him. And finish with our belly down ankle locks. Okay? Let's give that a go. Sometimes when you're going for foot locks, and whenever you're in a rule set that allows a lot of foot locks, like heel hooks, knee bars, foot locks, anything like that, the person's always going to have a fear of getting caught with them. And whenever you have somebody that's got a fear of getting caught with it, he's going to give you silly stuff just so he doesn't get leg locked. Yeah, it's like when you watch MMA, you watch like a wrestler that has no business standing up with a striker, and he's doing well. It's because the striker in the back of his mind is always worried about getting taken down. It's the same thing when you're grappling with this fear of leg locks. Yeah? So like, a lot of the time when I'm here, and here in this position, if I can get my inside position here, John is going to panic, and a lot of times he's not going to let me grab this leg and probably like kick it out or something. That's it, yeah. Which gives me passes. So straight away here, I hug the hip, and I go into this that we did before, this same side knee cut. See how I'm stretching this leg out here, and I'm putting hip pressure down. Do you remember when I was picking this up with the car? My arm goes into the crossface, I drop my knee to the mat, I'm just going to back step. Boom. And I pass that. Okay? You don't have to be singular mind focused on, right, I need to attack his feet. If he gives me an easy pass, take the pass. You can make him pay for it down the line. Yeah? You can use the foot locks to help you initiate your pass. And you can use passes to help initiate your foot locks. It goes hand in hand. We're here in this position. Push the knee into his chest, knee comes inside, here. Look, he's extending. So all I do is I hug the hip, and I stretch this leg. I'm trying to like stretch his groin a little bit here, and I'm mobilizing his hips. I'm low on my underhook, so he can't bring me up. And I'm going to go crossface, knee goes down to the mat, back step. Under the hips, turning, and take my side control position. Okay? If he doesn't react, like if he doesn't kick that leg out, look at the foot locks. here. Okay? You can combine both together. So let's work that same side knee cut in now with this sequence when he starts to kick that leg out extended. Okay? Let's do it again. Now, the guy, if I'm in the bottom position and John enters into HQ, yeah? It's the same thing with me. If I can frame him away and get both my legs on the inside of John, I'm going to single against myself. So you also have to be aware of the danger when he has both legs inside. Yeah? Same as I would need to be aware of the danger if he gets both legs on the inside. So what we're going to do, we're going to start from the HQ position. And we're going to start to roll. Now, he can attack the leg locks, or he can look to pass. But the biggest thing that I don't want to see people do is losing position for leg locks. So if he's going to go for this, if I go for this ankle lock, and I feel like I'm not going to get it, I can always still go back to here and come on top. I don't want to stay on my back and get crushed. I want to be able to come back on top of it. There's some really cool stuff that you can do as well. Like, when I'm going for this ankle lock, he steps over my hip. I can be here, I can back set and start looking at where inside heel looks and this side as well, so you can chain up your leg attacks. Or you can go back to passing. There's nothing wrong with dropping for a leg lock. If it doesn't work, getting back on top and starting to pass again. But I don't want to let him come on top. Okay? Because people go too far down. They allow it to go too far down and they end up losing position, losing points, or switching the turns of the match where he's going to be attacking me now. Okay? Yeah, so we're just going to do a 5-minute match with our partners. 1 for 1 in the HQ position. Guy in the bottom's looking to sweep or submit. I'm looking to pass the guard or submit him. Okay? Let's go that way. Thank you very much. Cheers,